Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm so late, but welcome to the 45th episode of Convo Breaker. Sorry if you didn't hear the intro again. I'm working on getting a new setup, like I've been saying. There's a lot of updates I gotta um tell you guys about the show. First thing is, first off again, hello. My name is Mario Valdez. If you guys don't know, usually I've had another host with me, Luis Marquez. He decided to take on folkloric dancing full time now, so I'm gonna be running this convo breaker ship solo from now on. With that said, uh, I think maybe towards the end of the year, or I don't know, maybe around the fall, I want to see if maybe I can get a new co-host or maybe a sidekick who would like to join me on the show. If you guys would are interested, or if you'd like to be uh, a co-host or a sidekick, I'm looking for somebody who has experience in maybe theater, any kind of audio recording training or experience. Also, too, of course, you have to, love geek stuff, movies, video games, comic books. So, saying all that, if you think you'd like to give it a shot, go ahead and tag me on Instagram if you like, or even if you'd like to send it to the Facebook page, Convo Breaker at Convo Breaker Geek Podcast. Just send me a short video of you just introducing yourself, showing just to show me that you're not shy. Telling me a little bit about your experience, and well, you know what? Actually, let's do it different. Pick a piece of news, new news that you've heard that you're really hyped about or that you're really passionate about. Just tell me about it for a few minutes, couple of minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops, or whatever. Whatever Instagram lets you do it. If you want to do it on Instagram, you can tag me at MV 7.0. That's MV7P OINT 0, or you can tag me on the Convo Breaker Instagram, which is Convo Breaker GP. So yeah, so you can submit that. I'll go through them. That's if anybody submits them. Like I said, it's gonna be one of these things where it's not gonna be right away. I gotta get a new setup for recording, and then I'll go ahead and see if I can maybe get something going with somebody by fall or something. And then now with that said, because I had to kind of mention that since usually introduce in the beginning. Um, First things first. Hello Spotify. This is our first official episode being on Spotify. So hello to everybody listening on Spotify. I've been wanting to get the show on Spotify for a while, and everything kind of worked out. They were looking for geek podcasts, this specific genre, and we were on the list. We made the list, and we got picked. So now we're on Spotify. We're on iTunes now. Yeah, we're pretty much everywhere. If you like using your Android phone, we're on podcast. We're on Castbox and Podbean, of course, Spotify, and then if you like to use your iPhone, then we're on podcasts on the iPhone and of course on iTunes. So now we're everywhere. If you like the show, share it too. If you have anything that you produce, whether it's a show or a cosplay page or whatever, let me know. Maybe we can cross promote. Also, to the email for everything I just said before is going to be convobreaker@gmail.com. So if you want to send me, like I said, your little geek resume or whatever, if you want to send it on there, go ahead and send me all that info. So now let's get on with the news, like we always do. The news. This is kind of crazy. As Okay, so usually this show is supposed to be weekly. We usually do it on Saturdays or Sunday nights. But since there's been such a gap, I kind of wanted to catch up on the news a little bit, especially since the Venom trailer just released today, and I really wanted to talk about the Venom trailer. Um, let's see. Before we talk about Venom, though, because that's going to be kind of the main thing I wanted to talk about. I wanted to wanted to do a little bit of corrections from the last episode. Last episode feels like it was far away because it kind of was. It was almost a month ago, if I'm correct. It was our PAX episode, PAX South episode. We were talking about pinball games, and it kind of bugged me that I didn't have the info there at the time. And sometimes when I have a whole bunch of info going through my head, it's kind of hard for me to think of the right thing if I don't have it written down, when I don't have my notes. We were talking about pinball and the game, the little collection that I was thinking of for the PlayStation is Zen Pinball. You guys probably knew what I was talking. You guys probably know what I was talking about. You're probably yelling at your device or whatever, trying to get me to listen. Of course, I can't hear you guys. So yeah, Zen Pinball. And then the other correction I wanted to make, which is a big one, I had said that there was gonna be that the sequel for Suicide Squad was gonna be called Hell to Pay. I actually got that wrong. You guys probably know all the info by now, but Hell to Pay was a uh, DC animated film, and from what I saw or from what I read, that Hell to Pay is actually part of the DCEU canon, which is really weird. But I don't know. Supposedly, everyone's saying it. Well, not everyone's saying. There's a lot of people that are saying that yeah, it looks like it's gonna be good. I only saw the trailer once, and I don't even think I saw it with audio. I don't remember where I saw it, but I'll watch it, I guess. And then still sticking with Suicide Squad news, uh, it looks like Jay Hernandez is going to be coming back as El Diablo, which is pretty cool because he was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. So that's one of the corrections I had to talk about. In this show, I'm going to be talking about a lot of trailers because a whole bunch of stuff came out for Super Bowl during Super Bowl, and then well, yeah, it's going to be mainly music news. Um, Music news. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said music. Movies. I'm going to talk about a little bit about music later though, so maybe that's why I said that. But movie news. Just to get one thing out of the way, it's video game related. One of our older episodes. This was like, want to say, I think 2016. Might have been like in September or something. This was back when my brother was one of the co-hosts too, because there used to be three of us on the show. Um, we were talking about this was when Pokemon Go was still big, I think at the time, and we were talking about a Digimon mobile game, like what if or that they should come out with one. And my brother had this idea, and he was saying his whole thing or whatever, whatever. And it turns out that a Digimon game is coming out. They're developing a Digimon mobile game. I forgot what it's called. I should have written that down. I just wrote the game here. It's supposed to be coming out later this year, and it looks from what I saw. I think I saw some. Well, yeah, I did. I saw some of the gameplay for it, and they have the little Digivolve animations, and basically like you get a Digimon, hatch the egg, and you level them up, and it kind of looks like an RPG too because like he follows you, like you can move around on the screen. So it's I don't think it's gonna be an AR. From what I saw, it's not gonna be an AR game like an augmented reality game like Pokemon Go. But that was one little piece of news for any Digimon fans out there because we're I'm a fan of Digimon. I need to catch up on a lot of the recent movies that are coming out, but Digimon games, so that should be cool. Pokemon Go, I play it every once in a while, but I'm not on it like I was when it first came out, so there's that. Let's talk about movies. First thing I should say is Black Panther. Black Panther's coming out next week. I'm super hyped for that. The only thing I saw for Black Panther was the main trailer and the international trailer when they were released, but I haven't seen anything else. I kind of like to go into my Marvel movies blind without knowing anything, because I remember I saw way too much before Doctor Strange and Age of Ultron came out, and that kind of killed it for me. So I basically watched the first main trailer that gets released, and the same thing for Star Wars too. Now I'm doing that. So Black Panther, I'm super excited for that movie. It's getting a pretty good early draw with early ticket sales. So it's gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be another hit for Marvel. As far as profits go. There was an early. I don't read early reviews either, but I just read. What is it called? A general idea. That yeah, that Black Panther is a really good Marvel movies. So I like to see for myself. I'll probably do a review on that next week. I'll be going on Saturday. I think it opens Friday night, so I'll be there Saturday to watch it. I already have my ticket. Speaking of that, if you're a friend of mine or you follow me on Instagram, and or you're friends of mine on Facebook, and you're listening to the show, one thing I will say is pay attention to my Facebook or my Instagram. Actually, pay attention to my Facebook. Um, in the next couple of days, preferably tomorrow, you might see a little something there that might interest you guys. Black Panther. All right, let's go on to something else. Let's go on to Super Bowl. Let's go on to some of the Super Bowl stuff that came out. I might be off with some of this with what was released during Super Bowl only because I don't watch the Super Bowl. I wait for everything to come out and then I check it out. One of the main things, since this isn't Marvel, because I think most of the stuff I have here is Marvel related. Um, Cloverfield Paradox was released on Netflix after the Super Bowl aired. It was released on Netflix. It was the third part to the Cloverfield franchise, and I've seen some mixed things about it. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't even seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, but I was a big fan of the first Cloverfield, and apparently Cloverfield 4 is already filmed and supposed to be coming out later this year. I don't know if it's going to be released on Netflix as well, but supposedly it's set in World War II. They have a title for it, but I don't want to say the title only because now I know those are kind of code names. Because from what I heard, from the whole time Cloverfield Paradox was I guess in production, it was being called God Particle, and of course it ended up not being God Particle. But yeah, it has to. From what I heard, it has to do with multiple dimensions or whatever, timelines or whatever. Which really sounds really interesting because I'm into that stuff. And actually, this isn't Super Bowl related, but I'm gonna go ahead and segue since it has to do with timelines and stuff. But though it is Marvel, Agents of Shield. I've talked about Agents of Shield before on the show, um, and it lost me when the first season came out, like it did with a lot of people. Those who stuck with the show when it came out, saw that it got better, and when I heard that it wasn't as bad as from when it first started, somewhere around season 2 or 3, I think it was two. I actually went back and I sat through season 1 and I saw where it got better. Season 2 was good, so I caught up on Agents of Shield. And the reason why I bring up Agents of Shield is because season ended a couple of weeks ago, and I it has to do with time travel. It has to do with like an like alternate timelines too. It's really interesting. Um, I don't want to give away stuff or whatever, but basically they're in space and, like I said, time travel. The reason why I bring it up though is because I'm a fan of music. I'm actually trying to get my music podcast up and going. That's because I have a lot of focus on this one and also to finding time. Just like you guys, I work, so I'm a working geek. You know, it's hard for me to shuffle and make time for everything that I want to do and everything that I am doing. But there is a band called Starset. And Starset to me, right now, they have one of my favorite albums out right now. They have an album called, oh my God, I listen to it every day. Let's see if I can remember what it's called. Wow, I forgot what it's called, but I listen to it every day on Amazon on Prime Music. Um, I listened to the album all the way through, and the reason why I bring it up is because that album to me is, I don't know if it's stated that it's a concept album, but to me it's like a concept album because it's like one journey through the whole CD, and it's kind of a mix between of course, original music mixed with like synthesizers, but it kind of sounds like video game music. And again, the reason why I bring this up because the vocalist for the band, like lots of other vocalists that I can mention, has a comic book tied to the band, and it's called Starset, and I don't know if it's a comic book collection or if it's a what is it called? Graphic novel, but it's published by Marvel. That's why I bring it up. And the reason why I was bringing up Agents of Shield is because with all the themes and what happens with Fitz and Simmons in the show. If you guys know anything about Fitz and Simmons and them trying to get together, but things keep on happening to tear them apart. Listening to the lyrics from Starset to me sounds like a soundtrack to this past Agents of Shield um, season. So if you're interested in time travel and you like Agents of Shield and you miss Agent Coulson, go back and at least watch the past two seasons. Which the season before being the one with Ghost Rider. That one's a really good season too. They're all really good seasons. Starting from season two onward. But yeah, Starset. That's I brought that up because it's tied to Marvel. I haven't read the comic yet. I actually have it on a wish list. I'm gonna buy that soon. But I've heard the album I don't know how many times. And if you're looking for new music and you want to geek out about something, uh, check that album out. It's not their first album because I think their first one might have been an EP. It's called, oh my God, let's see if I can remember the name of the album right now. It's called let me see. Wow, it'll come to me later. If I had a sidekick, then I can have someone kick me or someone help me with the info on the side, but I don't have that. So, yeah, Starset. Look them up. It's their album that has their single Satellite. If you've heard it or not, but yeah, I don't know. They supposedly they put on a really good show. I- they have a lot of what's it called? They're space themed. So well, hence the name of the band, Starset. But yeah, check that out. They have a comic book, like I said, and Agents of Shield, and yeah, blah blah blah. To me, it's the soundtrack to that season. Going back to more recent things, Super Bowl that we were talking about, they released the first official trailer for Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Uh, it it looks pretty cool to me. Only one, I might be kind of biased because I'm a big Jurassic Park fan. I was a fan of the first two when I was a kid. The third one, kind of lost me. But Jurassic World, this new trilogy that it kicked off, I thought it was a really good movie. That was probably one of my favorite movies from that year that it got released. When was it? It was 2 years ago, I think. Um, Fallen Kingdom. There's a lot more dinosaurs in it. He's going back to the island because uh, he needs to save Blue. They want to try to. I don't know. They made some kind of uh, genetically engineered dinosaur, blah blah blah, another one. So I don't know. Let's see what happens with that. Just based off the trailer, I mean, like I said, I'm biased. I'm excited to see this movie, and hopefully it doesn't disappoint story wise, because it kind of looks to me like it's kind of treading the line somewhere that the third Jurassic Park movie, it's kind of a cross between Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World. I don't know, just something about the trailer that kind of got me thinking about those two movies like views together. Let's see what else we got. Let me know what you think about any of the stuff that I'm talking about too. I'd like to see what you guys think about it. Another thing, there was an Infinity War TV spot. It was like a 30-second trailer, and I didn't see it. I don't want to see it. I didn't see a lot of people talking about it, so I don't know how much new footage there was in there. One of the other things to talk about was a Solo Star Wars movie that came out. Han Solo, I wasn't the Han Solo film. I wasn't really excited about the movie because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I just wasn't. I just thought this was a movie. I really don't care about the Kessel Run. I think it's better to be kept a legendary part of his story. But I saw the trailer and we get our first look at I forgot his name. Um, Lead actor. I forget his name because his name's so German to me. But he, yeah, I mean, he looks. It looks better than all the bad things I heard about it. With the reshoots and blah blah blah. And supposedly there were stories about how he couldn't act, so they had to have not couldn't act, but he was having a hard time acting like Harrison Ford, young Harrison Ford, so they had to have an acting coach on set. But we got to see him as Han Solo. It looks good. We got to see Lando, Donald Glover playing Lando, and that looks pretty cool too. This trailer got me a little more excited to see a movie. to see the movie, and it's a Star Wars movie to see. So yeah, I'm down to see it now. I wasn't before, but we'll see what happens. Maybe they just got the juicy parts or whatever, and they made a, or maybe they, I should say, maybe they just made a good looking trailer. But hopefully it doesn't disappoint. Another thing, I don't know if this came out during the Super Bowl. I think it came out before, but a trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp came out. They also came out with a poster, and the poster is just, it looks blank, but you have Ant-Man and the Wasp tiny on the top of the poster. The Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer looks pretty cool. You got Hank Pym, and you got Hank Pym back, and you got Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp, and you get to see her costume, and you get to see a little bit of the action sequences. And there's a part. The reason why I'm going to mention this is because I think there was two posters for Deadpool, but there's a part in the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer where they make a Pez dispenser big, and it's a Hello Kitty Pez dispenser. And I think this was a real poster, but the marketing for Deadpool started to come out, and one of the posters I saw was him holding up trying to hold up a Hello Kitty Pez dispenser, and I'm not sure if that was an official poster. Somebody let me know. I can't really look up that information right now. But Ant-Man and the Wasp looks pretty good. It looks better than the first one to me. The first one was a little dull. I mean, it was good. I liked it. It's just Ant-Man was one of those movies that I didn't have a high rewatch uh, feeling for it, or a rewatching feeling for it, or I don't know how to word it, but I just wasn't drawn to watching it again and again like I have some of the past Marvel movies. Um, I think I bought Ant Man, the first Ant Man on the PlayStation Network, and I tried watching it a second time, and I remember I got kind of bored and I stopped watching it. It has some good sequences in it. I mean, it's an alright movie, but it's not one of my like go-to. Usually, my go-to is gonna be the first Guardians of the Galaxy, or Winter Soldier, or Civil War. Those three are probably like my top. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Let me know what you guys think about that. Oh, Lawrence Fishburne. He's gonna be in the movie. He's supposed to be playing Goliath. So let's see what happens with that. You got some giantness and some littleness in that trailer, so looks pretty cool. I know I'm blazing through this stuff, but usually I have a lot more news. But like I said, I'm behind, so I'm just trying to pick the good stuff to talk about. This isn't gonna be as long as an episode as it usually is. Once I get someone to feed off of, then especially you guys, then I'll be able to have longer episodes. So, like I said, if you guys have anything that you'd like to say about anything I talked about, or any news that you want me to talk about, I will, on the following episode, I will read your comments, say your comments on the following episode, and then infuse you into the conversation, because this is Combo Breaker and I want to have a conversation with people, especially you guys. So let me know, like I said, on Instagram, both accounts, Facebook, even if you want to email me at combobreaker@gmail.com. That's, like I said, speaking of Deadpool, because I was talking about their marketing, they're already starting the marketing for that. Um, there was a new poster that came out, and I know this was the official one. It's Deadpool, uh, kind of bent backwards on a chair with bullet casings raining down on him, which is a reference to Flashdance. If you don't know what Flashdance is, then I'm fucking old. And if you do, then you're old with me. I just turned 30 last week. So, no, Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, I actually turned 30. So, yeah, I'm getting there, but so I understand some of those older references, and I actually think I've seen that movie. But anyways, on to the final and main piece of news. I know, like I said, I'm going to be blazing through this stuff. Next episode's going to be more content, more organized. This one I was just trying to, let you guys know that I'm still alive. The symbiote didn't get me like last time. It's a reference to one of our past episodes where we were kind of gone for a while. Something happened, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, Venom. The Venom trailer released today. At first, I didn't know what to think about the movie. Um, But I mean, it doesn't show too much. We don't. I don't even think there's an official synopsis out for it yet. There's a lot of things that we still don't know about the movie. We do know it's coming out in fall. Tom Hardy is going to be playing Eddie Brock. You get to hear him talk about stuff, and we get to see the symbiote too. When I first saw the symbiote, it's funny because I mean, I don't know if there's another way to make it look. It just reminded me of the symbiote from Spider-Man 3. But they have it in a little capsule and it's moving around. The one big thing about the movie, well, of course, is everyone was saying, especially me, I was kind of confused as to how they were gonna do a Venom movie without Spider-Man because, well, I mean, especially with Eddie Brock, because a big part of Eddie Brock and Venom is, well, his other half is Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I mean, it's kind of like it's a crazy relationship because Eddie Brock has a relationship with the symbiote. The symbiote has a relationship with Peter Parker. Eddie has a relationship with Peter Parker. It's just there's so many conflictions within those three characters. Um, but the reason why I bring that up is because there was a rumor that Tom Holland was going to be in the movie and that he shot some parts for the movie. Originally, people were saying, "Oh, it's going to be a Spider-Man cameo," but then a report came out saying that it was going to be a Peter Parker cameo, not a Spider-Man cameo, so that we'll be seeing Tom Holland as Peter Parker, not as Spider-Man, and it's just going to be a cameo, which is really weird. I mean, I especially since Sony still technically has the rights to Spider-Man, because I know they're coming out with the Miles Morales, what is it, Edge of, I think is, what is it, Edge of Spider-Verse animated film. But I mean, I don't know. I just, we'll see what happens with that. I hope there's some kind of um, good, what was I gonna say? Like, good weight to what they filmed for Tom Holland if he really is in the movie. Like, how, I hope it impacts it. I hope it gives it enough impact to be like, whoa, like yeah, like not just fan service, like, oh, he was there, gone. And it's also kind of weird too because having Tom Holland in it, and then of course Sony has their own Spider-Man universe. If he is playing Peter Parker, and if they just don't have Tom Holland as another generic character, and just having Tom Holland there just to say like, oh, look, Tom Holland was there. Um, to me it would be like, oh, it's an alternate universe, because I mean, you can have a multiverse. You can, to me, with how they have it, you can have, I mean, of course, it's a studio thing with casting and stuff, because I mean, the way the comic books are, but it's cool to have like Tom Holland as, playing the same character, but in the other universe, being the Sony Marvel universe, because that's basically what it is. And then maybe, hopefully, down the line, they can merge the universes. Because I mean, the multiverse exists in the comic book, so there's no reason. Well, there is a reason, of course, studios again, but it'd be so cool if you know, you can merge the film universes like the comic books, and thinking that it's totally impossible is kind of, now it's kind of stupid to think because we never thought we'd see Sony, let Marvel, use Spider-Man. Like, it's just crazy. Like, there's just so many things. And then now that Disney, bought Fox, and we have a chance in a few years, not right now, not immediately, but in a few years to see the X-Men and Fantastic Four in the MCU. So, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, and that's pretty cool. But like I said, I just hope it's not like a Tom Holland generic cameo, and I hope it's a legit Peter Parker cameo, which I guess is what my point was. Now, going to the trailer looks pretty cool. I mean, it kind of, to me, reminds me of the New Mutants trailer, the vibe. I mean, now I don't know what the hell's going on with that movie because it got pushed back and they're doing like a whole bunch of reshoots, which is stupid because it was supposed to come out, I think, what, in May or something like that. It was supposed to come out soon, during, if not during, before the summer. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, there's a part where he's twitching and like I said, we saw the symbiote. There's a part at 47 seconds where he says like talking about an accident. It kind of looks like there's web there, but then again, uh, not only Spider-Man but Venom, of course, can shoot web too. But you see web, what looks like web to me. I mean, I saw the trailer a handful of times and it looked like web to me. I even paused it. But then you also see people in hazmat suits, so I'm assuming it's web from Venom, not from Spider-Man. So when I first saw the web, I'm like, oh, Spider-Man. But and even if maybe too, another thing they can do is maybe have a Tom Holland cameo as Peter Parker, and then just have like webs around, having Eddie Brock running into like the webs, and not specifically showing Spider-Man. I don't know. It's just wishful thinking, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it's not a letdown. Speaking of things that are cool about it, I really like the way the logo looks. With the Venom face and then the Venom lettering, it looks pretty cool. There's a Venom comic book I have. If I'm correct, it looks like the exact same font, but it's Venom's face in the front. It's from the '90s, and there's just Venom's face on the cover, and his eyes glow in the dark. It's funny because I had the comic when I was a kid. I think I was like in middle school or elementary, and I ended up finding the comic book recently at a con at a small convention, and I found the comic book for I think it was like $2 or something, and it was in mint condition. I was like, wow, I had this comic book when I was a kid. So yeah, I mean that's all pretty much I can say about the Venom trailer. I don't want to go into like a detailed breakdown because there really isn't much to break down. There's really not much in the trailer. There's just some action sequences, and that's about it. But let me know if you guys are interested for the Venom movie, what you think about it. Of course, we haven't seen the Eddie Brock Venom yet. It would have been cool if they showed a brief glimpse of it. They didn't, aside from the Venom logo. But I'll look at that trailer and then after that I won't watch anymore because I've seen the first Ant-Man trailer, which the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer, so probably won't watch anymore. Deadpool, same thing. I think I'm gonna avoid anything else that's coming out from Deadpool as far as TV spot and I really don't watch TV spots only because I don't watch TV anymore. It's been like 2, 3 years since I've watched TV, so TV spots it's cool that I avoid those. Infinity War, same thing. I think I'm done watching things for Infinity War. Black Panther comes out next week. I did a good job of avoiding everything for that. What else? Solo. I don't know. I think I'll probably watch one of the main trailers, one more of the full trailers that come out, or maybe I might end up seeing one in the theaters, uh, watching Jurassic World, or maybe probably Infinity War. Probably watch one there. What else? What else? Cloverfield. If anyone saw Cloverfield Paradox, let me know what you think. Black Panther. I'm gonna watch it next week. Let me know what you think. There was one thing I did want to do this episode. Usually I like to do something fun. I might save it for next episode, or I mean, I have till May to do this, only because I might want to do this live, maybe have some interaction. But there's a scene supposedly in Infinity War that has 40 characters in one scene. And this episode was supposed to be called Hello Spotify in parentheses top 40, kind of like a top 40 list, or music list. I mean, basically, what I wanted to do was try to guess 40 characters because when I think 40, I'm like, damn, that's a lot. Like, how could you? I couldn't even think of 40 right off the bat when I sat down and I started thinking about who's been in the MCU. Black Panther hasn't been out yet. I was like, holy shit, so maybe. So I wanted to try to make a fun list of 40 characters who might be in that scene and then see where we screwed up and where we were right or blah blah blah, just for fun, because I don't like to do too much hardcore speculating and doing those super breakdowns like some of the guys on YouTube, because some of it just kind of annoys me, or maybe I've just watched too many breakdowns and I'm already having breakdown fatigue. But yeah, if you guys have any news that you want me to talk about, or any news or anything you want to talk about, uh, based off of what I talked about, like I said, Instagram at Convo Breaker GP, or at MV 7.0, or at Facebook. at weekly. I mean, wow, I can't believe I said weekly. That's my other podcast, at Convo Breaker Geek Podcast, or you can email me at convobreakergp@gmail.com. Once again, sorry for the for not having the intro. If you guys like the intro, go back and listen to some of our past episodes, and I will see you next time with episode 46. Later, guys.